गुड इवनिंग दोस्तों, पूजा इंस्टीट्यूट में आपका स्वागत है। मैं आके सर आपके लिए 80 की स्पीड इंग्लिश राजस्थान हाई कोर्ट के लिए रेडी हो। स्टार्ट। सर, एज ऑनरेबल मेंबर्स आर वेल अवेयर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कॉफी is of great importance not only to the coffee consumers but also to the national interest of the country. It is a fact that not only the internal consumption of coffee has increased but also Indian coffee is loved for its quality in outside countries, though it is not an export commodity bringing in foreign exchange in very large dimension. It does bring in a fairly good income to the grower, and it is in our interest to develop the coffee industry. With that view, we have brought forward this measure, and we are making principally to structure alterations or amendment in the original scheme of the coffee board. Para. Taking the amendment sought to be made by this bill serially, I would first invite attention to clause 6 of the bill, which deals with the structure of the new board. There is also the provision for the appointment of the chairman of the board by the government. This has been the subject matter of some controversy, as honorable members are quite aware, and I would like to deal with that matter quite briefly. I shall also be happy to give my reaction to such observation as may be made during the course of the debate. It has been considered in certain quarters that government in introducing this amendment is trying to do something unjust to the growers. Firstly, the original act contained a provision for the election of the grower organizations by panel. Para. That was the understanding underlying the amending bill. This is one sore point, and I might start with that observation from now. Really speaking, government could have absolutely no interest in affecting the grower adversely. We cannot kill the goose that lays the golden egg. If we kill the industry, no one could hope to have a development in this industry. No doubt, sometime things happened in the past and they made government come to the conclusion that the coffee board at that time did not do all in its power to see to it that the prices were under control. We have to strike a sort of golden mean. It is not that only the growers are supreme, but I am quite sure that bears the growers' interest have to be important. The interest of the consumer have also to be taken into account. Para. Take the tariff commission to interest. It goes into the cost of production of alienation production and also find out the important price of an important product. If the import value of an important article is rupees 30 and the cost of production of a local article is rupees 20, the commission tries to cover the gap of rupees 100 and add a little more so that the indigenous product may not work with an initiative advantage. This is the important product that is bought. They do so in the case of productive industry. It goes without saying that the marine to the growers should be important and should be a sufficient incentive, but then we have to look at other factors also. Take the case of silk for instance. Silk is a relevant example. Supposing we stop all imports, the growers might get rupees 58 or rupees 60 per kilo, whereas the tariff commission price would be round about rupees 32 per kilo, giving a margin for the handicap sustained by local production. If price soar higher, they have a delegation effect on industry, though for the time being person in charge of particular concern may profit by it today and tomorrow. This is not beneficial from the long range point of view, and in as much as we want this coffee industry to develop in the long run into a very prosperous industry, not only to satisfy the internal needs but also to satisfy our export as much as possible, we must take effective and proper steps, just as we must see to it that the growers gets a proper margin. It is equally important to see that the growers price are not such as would result in prejudice to the particular industry. In the long run, in the near future, it may be advantageous for us to do that. During the current year, we could find it possible to increase the quota because production was higher than before, and we want to go ahead further that we did so far in increasing production. My we if production increase, we might be able to do it, and we would be very happy to give as great a quota as possible because it naturally helps the industry. But we have to look after the internal consumer also. We cannot neglect the interest of the internal consumer. Para. We believe also in coffee spreading to other parts. Recently, in particular, Parliament House, we have seen how popular coffee is growing day by day, not only hot but also cold. There should be further expansion in the activities of the coffee board. Full stop. इसकी ट्रांसिशन करना चाहिए दोस्तों, और इस चैनल पे यदि नए हो तो इसको सब्सक्राइब करो और शेयर करो। अब मैं डेली अपडेट रहता रहूँगा। कल से मैं समय चेंज कर रहा हूँ। मैं 5:30 पर लाइव आऊँगा इंग्लिश डिक्टेशन, और 5 से 30 पे आऊँगा हिंदी।